You see, not enough people appreciate the art of the thumbnail, especially when it comes to PSVR, because now I unplugged it from my system just for that dumb thumbnail, and now I have to bring it back. I'll leave it here for now. Maybe I'll just put it like this. Something like that for the purpose of this video. There we go. That's gonna fall off. Never mind. Taking thumbnails for granted. Anyway, clickbait. Grr. It was underwhelming. It was meh. I kind of didn't like it. I paid a lot of money for that thing. Looking for that wow factor. Looking for that, oh my god, this is the best thing. Again, PSVR1, the PlayStation VR. Amazingly mind-blowing. And then when Quest 1 came out, I was like, Quest 1 is great. It hurt my face to play it, but I struggled through it anyway, because I love the fact that there were no wires. And I also like the fact that the touch controls had both, you know, like buttons and analogs and stuff like that too. And then Quest 2 came out, and it was better than Quest 1 in the fact that it actually didn't hurt my face to play it all the time. So that to me was like, okay, perfect, perfect, perfect. No screen dooring, perfect, at least for me. And then it comes to PlayStation VR 2, and it's been out for 1 week. We've had it for a week now. I've been playing it for the past week. Have I really though? Have I played it every day this past week? The answer is no. But I played it a little bit, and then my kids have also played it a little bit too. That What the Bat game, they love that game. I guess it's kind of nice because when you play the PSVR 2, you can see on screen what I'm seeing. And in seeing that, they're seeing games like Zenith, for instance, and I played a ton of Zenith on Quest 2, and they're like, oh, that game looks kind of cool. I was like, I put so many hours into this. This is the game that always looks like I'm climbing and then T-posing, because that's how you glide. And they're like, oh, that's what it looks like. They never saw it, because I never cast it or anything. So 1 week later, I've changed my tune a bit. Not much, but enough to say, okay, my hand, as much as it doesn't fit. Here, let me grab, see now I have to put this back, but go ahead and grab the controllers. Hold on. It'll give me a reason to put this back anyway. It's just that my hands are too big for this thing. You can see where my thumb kind of hits the top there. Well, maybe you can't in this angle. But you can see where my thumb hits the top there, and I can't straighten out my thumb. And again, I mean, I can't quite reach out the thumb, but like when you wore braces, and I wore braces for a couple years when I was in high school. Your mouth adjusts to the braces. You know, for the first, you know, couple of days, yeah, it kind of like rips the inside of your lip and stuff like that just because you're not used to it. But your lips do kind of become accustomed to the braces and makes room for them. Now, maybe not the best analogy, however, me playing with this controller and the fact that my thumb doesn't bend, it's always touching this thing, and I have to hit the circle button by dropping this down a little bit. It's kind of hard to see, but it's just a little bit. Like here's X, and then for circle, I just bring my thumb a little bit forward. I've actually gotten used to it. It's not optimal, and maybe I won't do that for the Quest 2 next time I play my Quest 2, because I've been just playing this for the last week. It's not the worst thing ever. I wish it was a little bit more custom form-fitting for me. That way I could, you know, I wouldn't know exactly how to do that. I mean, if this thing didn't exist, is there anything inside this? Can I just break it off? I mean, I honestly don't need it. If my thumb was longer, I could just hit it like that, you know? I could always try some weird technique like playing like this. How weird would that be? I use my middle finger for the analog and then these two buttons. Maybe, I don't know. But I have kind of gotten used to it. I still think the buttons are smaller than they need to be though. Especially both the, what would be the start button and then what would be the select button. I have to hit the select button. That's what I'm capturing footage for these games and stuff like that for this channel. Oh, but I played some new games and I did grab, courtesy of the comments of the previous video, I grabbed a few games. I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna check some of these out. I'm gonna drop a couple of bucks to Mr. Sony and pay for some games. I'm not above paying for games. I do it all the time. My camera's battery just died and the other battery isn't working right now, so we'll switch over to this camera. How about that? And although I don't wear these glasses when I play the PlayStation VR 2, I usually wear the other ones I'm wearing. But your glasses do fit in a PlayStation VR 2, which is fine, but it's still, I feel like there's lens on lens, which might scratch it up or smudge it up or something like that, which is, it's like when you hear the fork scrape across your teeth. It's just kind of, it's a little nerve-wracking, especially for me, who buys my own glasses. One thing that VR Wave did was they made kind of magnetic things that you can put right over your lenses. Now, this is a Quest 2, obviously, but made it very nice and very easy to, you know, pop them on, pop them off, pop them on for me, pop them off for my kids if they're going to play it. And VR Wave did confirm to me that PlayStation VR 2 lenses are in the works right now. In fact, you can pre-order them right now. Link in the description. You'll save 10 bucks if you pre-order your lenses. I already give them my prescription information. As soon as they're ready, they're gonna send me some. I'll do a video on that. I'll do a video review on those PlayStation VR 2 lenses as soon as they come in. I'm looking forward to it because yes, even though my glasses do fit, for some reason it seems like I can still kind of see over, see under, you know, peripheral and stuff like that. When the lenses are straight on there, I don't need my glasses for the full sight. they're just great for VR. Highly recommended. And even though I played a few games last time, I did purchase a couple of games courtesy of your votes, of your comments saying, hey, you gotta check out this game, gotta check out that game. A couple of the games, there's some new demos on there, and I also did download a couple of PlayStation 4 games that I had for the VR that now have the new patch. And here's just some of those. This Kayak VR game is just visually stunning. It just looks fantastic and is the perfect kind of chill game. This is the kind of thing I like to look for in VR experiences. It doesn't have to be a video game. It doesn't have to be a first-person shooter. Those are great. It doesn't have to do a lot of things. It just has to be an experience. And the fact that you can kayak kind of around the world, there's a few places you can go, daytime, nighttime, just to see what's out there. There's a race involved, or you can just kind of free... Every time I play this game is always just like the little free roaming thing. I've never even done the race. Or there's also a mode that you can just kick back and relax and let them do the rowing for you. That might be kind of fun to do. Just, you know, just kind of chill for a little bit. I especially love the Antarctica one because you can see the penguins up close. Well, I try to see the penguins up close anyway, but... Yeah, this was a fun one, and I'm not upset that I purchased this. And thank you for this one popped up a few times in the chat or in the comments saying like, hey, here's a game that you should really check out. I'm glad I checked this one out, and thank you for the recommendation. I saw it the first time around. I was like, I don't know, but I went ahead and grabbed Fantavision 22X, or is it 2020X? How would you say that? 2002X? I don't know. Based on a PlayStation 2 game that I never played, believe it or not. As much as I love rhythm games and stuff like this, I never got around to playing the PlayStation 2 game, but there's a VR version of it now. You can play this game flat screen, but hey, when you have the VR option, of course I'm going to play it in VR. It took me a little bit to kind of figure out how to play it, and I'm still not very good on how to play it. I'm going to play this some more, though. I like the concept. I like where it's going, and seeing these fireworks explode visually in VR was pretty fun. So I'm glad I grabbed this one too. There was a free demo of this game, Humanity. I remember seeing this in one of those like teaser trailer things, like State of Play, I think. It is Lemmings on crack. There's so many people, and you just have to guide them to the portal, apparently. And by doing that, you're a dog, and you just tell the people which way to go. And then once they hit the platform, and it does kind of a Logan's Run Carousel of Death thing, that's when you move on to the next stage. There are also people who can make custom stages in this game, and during this beta you can play some of those custom stages too, so that's kind of fun that they can do that. It's insane just how it looks, and it doesn't need to be in VR, but you know, I played it flat screen as well, I played it in VR as well. I might actually prefer this flat screen over VR, but it looks very, very cool in VR just to kind of zoom in and look at them and stuff like that too. Yeah, if you like Lemmings, I like Lemmings, pretty cool. It was free. It's a free beta, so check it out. They also just launched the demo for Drums Rock. Now, Drums Rock is a rhythm game, and you're sitting in front of a drum set the entire time. You hit the drums or the cymbals based on the color of the demons that are flying towards you. Fun idea. The demo was fun. Give you one song, and I will probably end up purchasing this game because I like games like this too. Ragnarok, I believe that's on here as well. Played it a ton on Quest 2, and what a fun experience. It's like you're playing the drums, but there's a rhythm game involved. Had a fun time. Again, free demo. Definitely worth checking out. No Man's Sky has a PS5 upgrade and is also available on Quest 2. So if you already have No Man's Sky, then you can upgrade it for free. I love those free upgrades. Not all games have a free upgrade, by the way. Looking at you, Tetris, and never mind Moss 1, where you have to just buy it all over again. It's still No Man's Sky, but if you're not super familiar with No Man's Sky and you really haven't played it a whole lot or anything like that, or if you just looked at it and just looked overwhelming, it's okay. You can play just like a quest mode. You can't play it online with others, but you can just play the mode where it's like you have unlimited supplies, you can fly wherever you want. If you just want to fly around the galaxy and stuff like that, that's totally fine and looks super cool in VR. And it's just fun to see what the planets have, and the planets kind of like auto-generate. So, I mean, sometimes there's monsters, sometimes there's not, sometimes there's like weird towers and stuff like that in there. Always cool to see. And of course, my favorite part is finding the critters. Yeah, this game's always been cool to see in VR and does look better on PSVR2, I think. And although I wasn't going to play it because I already played through it on Quest 2, I did see a video comparing the Galaxy's Edge, Tales of the Galaxy's Edge. This is a Star Wars game. There's a demo available. It's absolutely free. I wasn't even planning on downloading the demo because, again, I already played through the game. But just to see, just to have a look, I pulled it up on the PlayStation VR 2, and though it does, to me, I mean, when you're immersed, you can't tell that. I can't tell the difference. There is no side-by-side. When I see it on screen side-by-side, yeah, I think there's a difference. But when I play it like this, when I'm just walking around and everything, to me it feels like the same experience. But that's totally cool. because it's a different experience being that it's on PlayStation VR2 of the haptic triggers. And haptic triggers in a shooting game, very, very cool. Haptic triggers in a Star Wars video game, even cooler. I may have to double dip. I wasn't planning on it, but I may have to double dip just to go through this game again with that haptic feeling. I thought that was pretty cool, man. And even just playing this first little bit of the game made me want to play the game all over again. So if I play the game all over again, it may as well be on a PlayStation VR2. So although I was grumpy the first time I played it that first night, where I'm like, nothing seemed too different outside of the vibly, rumbly headset and all that, and the haptic triggers are always kind of cool too. I have warmed up a little bit more to it, and looking forward to seeing what more games are coming out for the PlayStation VR2. It doesn't mean I'm not looking forward to the Quest 3, because if the Quest 3 has a vibly, rumbly VR stock thing and the triggers on the haptics and all that, you can get my first initial response. Yeah, very. People called it clickbait. I don't think it's clickbait because I think it's a great system. I was just underwhelmed. You can call it clickbait if you want, though. You have that privilege